And I want you to know right now
Dramatic
that if
cigarette.
I will be keeping track and I will be keeping tabs. And if I ever see people over here trying to play cool with all of us here at Nightwave, but then if I ever go over to a Jim stream and I see you donating to Jim and sucking his fucking fake cancer dick, you're done.
Oh, kiddos, you're fucking done. Now, our little truth teller here, our little savant who can see the future and knows so many things, has gone on and on and on and on for years now about me being a charlatan. I'm a Fed. I'm clearly not sick. You know, Brian, king of Pole, when he spurged out on me for setting up Halloween decorations and saying my wife was doing somersaults on the rooftop, said Jim's faking everything. Jim doesn't have a wheelchair. Until Jim showed him the wheelchair that Jim owned. Until Jim posted pictures of his wheelchair to shut Brian up. And then Brian all of a sudden retreated into some other retarded shit. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what Mersh is going to say as we go through this. I put together a little collage, and I had to be smart about it. Now, there are reasons I have to be smart about it, and I'll show you why. Because these people are insane. They're literal insane retards. Now, Mersh likes to say that, oh boy, Jim's died 4 times, Jim's faking his illness and all this. And I've talked about being sick, and I've gone over it when people have asked in Superchats, and I talked about it when I had my heart attack, and when I initially got diagnosed with cancer. But outside of that, I haven't really gone into great depth or detail on it, and there are certain reasons for that. One, like I said, these people are insane. I mean, they doxed my oncology doctor. This is Ethan Ralph, who took a test result I put up to mock him, and then tracked down the fucking cancer doctor and started spreading it on Telegram to teach me a lesson. Now, Mersh and Ralph are retards who would literally fuck with a dying man's cancer doctor because they are that angry. Take a minute to really think about that. How insane you have to be. At what level of ass-seething cope you need to exist at to attack a cancer doctor of a dying man. But that's what these two dumb fucking morons did. You know, we've got Ralph, I'm going to strangle my wife. And of course, we've got fucking Mersh, I love 764. Completely, desperately insane. So I had to put together my little collage here in a way that's going to, you know, show enough to prove everything that I've said is true, while at the same time not letting these psychopaths. I'm not sure exactly what their plan was on that, but just to cover my bases. Just to cover my bases. So let's start with the easy stuff. You know, when I had my heart attacks and Mersh said I faked those, yeah, I started posting test results, but those weren't good enough. Clearly, I've doctored these. These are clearly, you know, they're fake. Those are fake. I made those all, you know, all up. Those aren't real. I spent my time teletyping them. Tink, 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 tink. Then I, you know, posted my cardiac discharge papers from getting a stent put in. But of course, that also was, you know, completely fake. You know, love faking cancer so much, decided to fake a heart attack too. 4 out of 5 infarctions, pretty good. You know, then I posted the image of my actual heart with a stent in it. But, you know, of course, this is all fake. All make-believe. I made that in Adobe Photoshop. That's Adobe Photoshop. You may not know that. You may also not know that they give you a fucking stent card when you get one. Had to block out anything that these retards could use to try to track down the cardiologist. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. That shows the date of implantment and everything else, because they put you on medication where you'll die if they cut into you. Or if they put you in an MRI machine, it will rip it out of your fucking chest if it's too strong. But of course, again, this is all fake bullshit. Jim's not, maybe Jim actually had heart attacks and had a stent put in, but Mersh is right. Jim's just been faking everything. So let me put a backing track on here. I like to call this all the tests that Jim has had over the last 4 years. Do you guys have 5 minutes? Just pause at any point to read through. The blacked out portion are the doctors and the medical facility names, but just, you know, take a moment to drink it in. You know, Mersh, I know you go on and on and on about me faking being sick, but I actually am very sick. Sick to the point that even the experts don't know what the fuck is going on. Sick to the point that they do test after test after test trying to fucking puzzle it out. Sick to the point that they're sending me to research medicine now because nobody can figure it out. And you've gone on this tirade, this weak bullshit lying tirade, that I've been faking it for some kind of gain. I don't know what that gain would be, Mersh, as we look at all these fucking tests repeated new ones ordered from new specialists. You could probably even guess what the specialist is just based on the tests you're looking at. But you go on and on and on about it. And it's really bizarre. Now, sure, maybe I'm just really committed to the lie. Faking stent pictures, faking discharge papers, faking stent cards, faking a list of tests pulled from my fucking account on the medical website. This is all just smoke and mirrors, Mersh. This is just me dedicated to the ruse. Oh, we're still going. Have we reached 2022 yet? Nope, we're still at 2021. We're still at 2021. It's also interesting to me, Mersh. Even having cancer and heart attacks and autoimmune diseases and having to go into research medicine and even being in indescribable pain. I don't have GoFundMes, Mersh. I'll do streams and sell hats, but I did streams and sold hats before I got sick. You, on the other hand, you crash your car into a wall because you're a drunk driver and you do a GoFundMe. You steal somebody's cat and you do a GoFundMe. Can't make your rent, you do a GoFundMe. Need IRS money, you do a GoFundMe. Need to pay off a debt, you do a GoFundMe. Want to go on a Vegas trip, you do a GoFundMe. You'll beg and barter and plead for money at every opportunity. And you'll do it in ways I don't. Now, I don't stream consistently anymore because I'm dying and because I'm horrifically sick. But I still stream occasionally to earn money to leave to my wife. What's weird to me, Mersh, is I saw you took a couple days off because you had a bad case of the SADS. Couldn't make it to your ROTC show. Mersh had a little case of the SADS. Oh, poor. Were you having a mental health day? Couldn't make it to your stream because of a mental health day, champ? That's a toughie. I'm sitting here right now, Mersh, streaming, as my bones turn to dust, as the rheumatoid arthritis wrenches my hands in weird directions, as my heart is fucked, as my lungs are fucked, as my organs are fucked, as I lose sensation in my body and can't walk properly anymore. As I lose the ability to see properly or hear properly, as the headaches never end, Mersh. But I'm still streaming. But you needed to take a mental health day, because things got a little too tough for you, champ? Was it a sad day for you? Couldn't steal enough cats to make rent at your Section 8 apartment, Mersh? Was that difficult? We're not done with the tests, by the way. I don't know, are you seeing this? Because they're just continuing. They just continue, Mersh. Every day, poked and prodded. So fun. It's so much fun, Mersh. It's such a joy to go in and do this all the time. Just continuous, never ending. It's a whole bunch of, broken this, broken that. Oh, look at that. What's the most recent shit? Oh, yeah, that was from the 15th of, is that this month? Yeah, when I was having signs of another heart attack. That was fun. And what is it? It's 2 weeks later, and I'm here laughing at your retarded ass. But of course, you needed that I got a sad day. Mersh got a sad day, guys. It's very sad. It's so sad. It's such a sad day. Shall we take a look at the list of shit, Mersh, that they've tried to diagnose, that they've said, well, this is, we think this is what you've got. This is what the antibody tests show. This is what all the different things show. Maybe that's not good enough. I don't know. Let me just pull up my little copy here to read along. Let's see what we've got here, Mersh, as we go. We'll start. We'll start. Oops, hold on one second here. Sorry, chat. I'm getting everything ready to read. In the upper right, cutaneous B-cell lymphoma. It sounds like cancer, Mersh. Hashimoto's hypertension, vertebral artery dissection, pulmonary nodules, congenital spinal stenosis of the lumbar region, sensorineural hearing loss of the right ear with unrestricted hearing of the left ear, immunoglobulin subclass deficiency, long-term use of systemic steroids, osteoporosis with pathological fractures, percutaneous transluminal coronary angioplasty, coronary artery disease involving native coronary artery of native heart with without angiopectoris, type 2 diabetes mellitus without complications, a result of the steroids, fun, controlled substance agreement, that's for all the pain, Mersh, cushoid side effect of steroids, that's when your face turns into the moon, inflammatory arthritis, nice way of saying rheumatoid, absence of sensation, anxiety, yeah, I got a little anxious as this was going on, as my hellscape continued, kidney stones, migraines, congenital dilation of aorta, and disorder of the pituitary gland. Just a few things, Mersh, I'm dealing with over here. Just really committed to the lie. I've put a lot of effort into this. I put a lot of effort into this, Mersh. you know, Mr. Munchausen's going in there tricking those doctors, tricking all those doctors, Mersh. Let's see, what else can I show for a little Mershy poo here? Oh boy. Of course, Jim, it's just faking everything. Let's look at some actual test results. Here's fun. Here, this is when I learned that I was starting to fracture, just ribs in my spine by itself. This was the whole body PET scan that they did on me, which again, oh God, it sounds like he's saying PET CT findings, residual mildly FDG avid soft tissue stranding thickening in the right posterior scalp. Oh boy, sounds like cancer, dipshit. Why was I going in again? What was the reason that they were sending me in? Oh, subsequent treatment planning and restaging for diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. Oh, and then what's that secondary thing they saw there? Oh, the uptake from the fucking sugar dye they put in me that showed that I had a fucking busted couple of ribs that nobody knew about because they were all. And what was that? What was the date of that? That was January, February, March, April. That was May of 2023 when they did that and found that. And then let's go to June where they do X-ray of the chest and what do we find here? Oh, communicated acute left fifth rib fracture, deformity of third rib. So in the span of a month, I break 2 ribs and then 2 more ribs. And then let's not forget about the spine being shattered to glass because in December, new likely acute subacute anterior compression deformity at L1 with approximately 30% of anterior height loss. And then, oh boy, good news. The L2 and L3 that broke earlier, those are okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 broken ribs and 3 broken lumbar sections of my spine. But let's not forget, because I went in because I was having heart issues. And what did they find when they did an x-ray just to double check? Oh, you also have a new vein opacity overlying the right anterior third rib, possibly another healing rib fracture. But, we just can't stop there. The rheumatoid arthritis that cripples my hands, the broken ribs, the shattered spine, the heart attacks, the cancer, the loss of hearing, eyesight, loss of sensation in the legs, being bound to a wheelchair. Let's not also forget, wanting to go in to probably do surgery for kidney stones. I got lucky on this one. The surgeon was ready to go in. You ever piss out kidney stones when you got a broken back and broken ribs, Mersh? It's super fun. It's fucking tickles me pink. But of course, I just want to just continue on faking it till I make it. Really just, show my daily regimen of pills. Try my best to black out things. I'm sure they'll find another oncologist to dox. Teach the cardiologist a lesson. Now, I bought this off the black market, Mersh, because I was so committed to my lie. I was like, I need you to give me 15 different medications that I can show. Brolanta, they always give that to people that make up things. It's such an easy medication to get for your blood thinners. And all the painkillers like the Xtamsa and the oxycodone. Doctors love giving out high-dose, powerful painkillers. It's the one thing they find to be the most enjoyable thing to do. And all the nitrobid and, nitroglycerin. It's all to keep the lie up. It's all to keep the lie up. And the letters to things like the Undiagnosed Disease Network, where they're trying to get me into research medicine, or the Cleveland Clinic, or the place in Massachusetts. It's just all make-believe. It's all fictitious things in my head. I don't know, Mersh, how much harder I need to blow your ass out of the fucking water. I'm really taking a moment to think that you've said for years now that I'm faking my illness, and I've posted test results, the doctor's fucking notes, the diagnosis list, the medication list, the hospital discharge papers, the stent pictures. And the weird thing is, Mersh, even going through all of that, even sitting here in what I would describe, do you know when I went to the pain clinic? When you go to a pain clinic and you talk to a pain clinic doctor, they give you a sheet. And on that sheet it says, what are your goals? What are your goals with why you're coming here? Like, what's your reason for coming here? You want to go to work normally, ride a bicycle, climb a mountain? And my answer was very, very simple. I don't want to die screaming. That's what I wrote down as my answer. Because it's intractable pain, Mersh. And it's so weird to me that I can sit here with a smile laughing at your pubic mound and your buddying up with satanic pedophiles. And I can do a stream semi-coherently, maybe not the best stream, but a stream. But you got to take a day off for the sads? And you're the guy doing GoFundMes? Who's a grifter here, asshole? I'm really fucking confused. Why is the healthy guy taking days off his streaming career because he's a little upset and then running GoFundMes for cats he steals because he can't pay his Section 8 rent, but the guy dying in excruciating pain, doing it with a smile on his face, doing a normal stream, and shilling hats. I don't see a fucking GoFundMe around me, Mersh. So you make that, square that up for me. Explain that. Chat, I'm confused. I'm confused. That's right. Light him up, baby. I'm confused, chat. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I'd be feeling a little embarrassed. We haven't even got into the embarrassing shit, Mersh. I jumped ahead a little bit here by showing some of this. I just wanted to set, because your first one was, Jim is faking it. That's a lot of faking, man. I mean, to dox a doctor that doesn't exist, to get all those medications must have really, is really putting in the effort. I must have sat there for hours putting together that fake test list, Mersh. Getting those PET scans to show results. I'm a hacker man. I'm hacker man out here hacking things. Now I know too, you've also asked the question, boy, why won't you die, Medicare? Well, I know Ralph asks that all the time. He maybe has a legitimate reason. Because we fucking hate each other. You, I don't get so much. But you ask things like, why won't I die? And we've held 4 funerals for you. Why are you streaming? Why aren't you spending your time differently? I'll tell you, it's very simple. Because unlike you, who lives with cats in a Section 8 apartment, I have a wife, you dumb fuck. When I'm dead, she's on her own. So even though I'm in horrific pain, even though life is misery, and these diseases suck, and I'm trying my best to cope with them, I'm going to take every opportunity I can to be a whore and sell a fucking hat, Mersh. So that when I'm dead, she can deal with it. I'll let you in on a little lore here on a little Jimmy. So my mother, when she died, she had a aortic tear, and she lasted for about a year after that. But her insurance wasn't the best. And so because her insurance wasn't the best, we couldn't afford a live-in nurse. So I took up that. Some other family helped as well too. But, I was in charge of making sure the oxygen tanks were full, watching that she had the cannula in, getting her appointment set up, getting her to her doctor, dealing with medical emergencies. There's nothing more fun than being woken up at 3 a.m. by somebody who has fallen out of bed and their cannula has come off, and they are hallucinating that there's a bat in the room and they're convinced of it. And so you have to calm them down because you don't want their heart to explode. So you move out every single fucking piece of furniture, Mersh, in the room to convince them that there's nothing in there, and then move it back in to calm them down. And I did that for about a year to a year and a half until she finally passed away. Because that's what you do for family. So I've been on the other side of it. I know what it's like to take care of a dying person. But the thing is, when she died, her estate wasn't really in order. And so when somebody's estate isn't really in order, you've got to do all this sort of shit. And there's so much pressure involved with that, and in planning a funeral, and dealing with debts, and distributing assets, and just doing everything related to somebody dying. It's just a ton of fucking work. And so I swore to myself, when I started getting sick and when I knew I was going to die, that I would set it up so that my wife wouldn't have to deal with that. So that when I die, they can throw my ass in an oven, cremate me, scatter the fucking ashes, and everything's on autopilot. That she has money in the bank, that the house is taken care of, that there aren't things that she has to fix, that the car is working, that she knows she won't have to worry about getting a job because we've dealt with college multiple times to get multiple degrees, that she's set up to be fine, that she's taken care of, that there isn't a weight hanging over her head. So I'm sorry I'm not dying in the way that you think I should die. I'm sorry that I'm taking too long to do it, or that I'm sticking around to sell a few hats. But, it's part of the responsibility of being in a marriage and having, people survive you. It's one of the reasons I didn't have kids. My dream for my life was very, very middle of the road. Most people who become like YouTubers, I want to be famous. I'm going to meet all these fucking people, these TikTok sluts, and drive Lambos and do all that shit. My dream for my life, whether it was through YouTube or other means, was to have a normal suburban house, have a couple of pets, be married, and have some kids. That was it. And I was very close to it. Got married, loved my wife, we got a house, we were happy. And then the next plan was we're going to have kids. But too sick to do it, not responsible, of me with whatever the fuck this is to have kids. Because I don't want to, 1, die when they're 5, and then 2, whether I die when they're 5 or not, they end up getting what I have because we never got it figured out. So I have those responsibilities. They may not be to children, but I still have a wife. So it's really weird that you like don't get that, or you can't figure it out, or this is like some mystery to you as to why would Jim still sell hats? Why would Jim still stream? Isn't he dying? Isn't he in pain? Yeah, I am. I am dying and in excruciating pain. But it's part of being a responsible adult. I know that's a difficult concept for you. You steal cats. You steal cats and get mad at people on the internet at the behest of apparently satanic pedophiles. But there are, normal people out there that do normal things. It's not that bizarre to normal people. What I've explained, I'm pretty sure most people would hear that and be like, yeah, you probably want to make sure things are taken care of for your family once you're gone. Being sick would suck, and you'd probably try to track it down as best you could. But apparently these are all mysteries to you. You don't get it. And yet I'm the grifter. And you're the one running GoFundMe's because you drunk drive into a wall. You drove your car drunk into a wall. And that deserves a GoFundMe. I'm dying and leaving behind family, and I'm not doing that. I think you maybe need to reassess your opinion on this, champ. I think maybe you fucked up a little bit here, champ. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. Maybe I'm the stream. Maybe it's all those drugs have gotten to me. They're all fucking me up. But again, I guess I got to remember that we're dealing with a villain. We're dealing with a villain. I'm sorry, I forgot. Comic book Mersh is coming to get us.
I'd sacrifice 1,000 Metakurs to go back to pre-COVID. I would throw Metokur into a goddamn volcano screaming to go back to pre-COVID. Think I give a fuck about your immunocompromised ass? Die already. Fucking stomp on our Constitution, kick the fucking every support beam and whatever fucking thing we had left holding up this country on your way out. Just die, you fucking... Literally. And then everybody goes, oh, no, Jim, what else? He's a boomer. On paper. And in his attitude. He's a literal fucking boomer. He boomered all of you, and you still buy his hats like fucking marks.
See, that hat thing really pisses him off. Like I said, this wasn't like one day of him being mad. This was fucking continuous for 4 days. 4 days of ass-pained Mersh. Angry Mersh. Convinced I'm faking my illness and then trying to hedge it at the very last minute. So my point with this stream is just to make him look like the asshole that he is, and to also show that he decided to go on this tirade at the very beginning because I was arguing with satanic pedophiles. You can't write shit like this. You can't, even at my end, I'm running into shit like this. This is this Tumblr DA shit. It's just amazing to me that he walked willingly into it. I don't know. From Gutierrez? I probably butchered that. What happened to the crowd diagnosis video? Well, I was going to do that. I could still potentially do it. But right now, it just seems... I've reached a point where the specialists that I've gone into won't even do treatments. So, case in point, with the osteoporosis and the multiple bone fractures, I think I've, in total, maybe 7 ribs have broken, and, L1, L2, and L3. And they've got some concerns about my hips now. And so, I was set up to go and see endocrinology and a few others. And I go in to see the doctor. And the consensus among the doctors was, we may not know what you have, but if you go in and see this guy, at the very least for the osteo, we can give you some medicine that'll help slow it down till we can figure it out. I go in to see the osteo guy, and he looks through my records. He reads over it all. And his conclusion was, I can't do anything. He's like, I'm not even going to start you on the most basic of medicines that we would give somebody in this situation for 2 reasons. One, there's too much going on, and I don't understand what this is. It's just too much disease. And 2, for your age and the amount of breaks that you're showing, it's not even normal for the kind of osteo that you have. It's just too much disease. And 2, for your age and the amount of breaks that you're showing, it's not even normal for the kind of osteo that you have. So, after seeing specialists and seeing that kind of shit and having them basically say we can't do anything for you at this point, talked around to different doctors, and the consensus was either, 2 things. One, go to Mayo and get full genome sequencing or exome sequencing, whatever it is, through Diagnostic Odyssey. And then the second was go into research medicine. So research medicine, like UND, or no, UDN, whatever it is, Cleveland Clinic, and then there's a place out in Massachusetts. It's like this 2-month-long process. You've got to get letters of recommendations from your doctors and specialists. You've got to write a letter. You've got to get all your medical records together. And then it's some kind of a thing where you send it in, and it takes them 1 to 2 months to look it over and see, do we want to let you into the program or not? Are you a fit for it? So I'm waiting to see how that goes. If that dead ends, if I don't get in or it dead ends, then fuck it. I'm just going to release a video with just all the tests, all the medical shit, and maybe somebody out there is a savant and they can figure it out because it's baffled everybody else. It just doesn't make sense. It really just makes no fucking sense. So that's kind of where that is. So as far as that video, it may or may not be coming up. If I get into research medicine, probably not. If I don't, then you can probably expect to see it come up. And I'll let the internet try its best to Blues Clues me, to Blues Clues me out of this nightmare. From Does This Matter? Have some more smokes on me, Papa Jim. Thank you very much. That was a fun conversation, by the way. You know, when you go in, after you have a heart attack, they give you a list of all these things that you need to do. And on it, you know, healthy living stuff, right? Obviously, we want to get you back to prime health, Jim. And so, you know, I was very adherent to it at the start. You know, adjusted my diet, cutouts. You know, I like soda, but they're like, you got to get rid of the soda. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll switch to flavored water, whatever. And then, you know, you got to adjust your diet. You got to cut back on the salt, and I'm sure you can imagine the minor things that they want you to do, cardio, therapy, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm being a good little boy, and I'm doing all this, and I'm like, you know what? I'll put my best effort in. You know, get no more cigarettes, no more soda, better diet, do the exercise, just everything. I'm really, you know, I'm gung-ho, take the medicine on time. And then my spine collapses. And then the fucking ribs are shattered. And I have an excruciating pain, and I'm like, oh, you know, what the fuck? Like, help me out here. What am I can't do cardiotherapy, so that's fucked. You know, I was able to kind of kick off on the diet and the, you know, soda and stuff, but God help me, I just love those little cigarettes. I just love my little cigarettes so much.